hey. I love that song. If you only could see me in the background, I was doing my dance because it's the pretty people. Hello, hello, hello. New glasses that don't have the anti glare. So let's see how well I can do without glasses. Happy Tuesday. It is terrific Tuesday. It's a happy Tuesday. You know why it's a happy Tuesday? Because I'm in California and it is not 100 degrees. My temperature says 74. And after 2 straight weeks of like 101, 102, 111, 113, woohoo! Welcome to Pink Table Talk. I am so excited that you are here, and it is going to be just a lot of fun. My name is Katrina, and I'm excited to be here with my girlfriend Crystal, who I'm going to bring up in just a few moments. I definitely need my glasses for this, but this is just a fun girlfriend chat for you to hear about a powerful entrepreneur. She is a mompreneur. She is energy in motion, and she's just a really smart, strategic businesswoman. I love her. And we've gotten to work together. Well, we work together well in our company, but we've gotten to work together on some really fun events. Tonight also is a $500 cash drawing. Shout out in the chat if you are excited about cash. What would you spend $500 on? Actually, it's going to be split. 250 will go to one of our amazing clients that has purchased and done some fun business with us, come out on a Mary Kay date with us since mid-August, and half of it will go, the other half will go to her beauty consultant. So she wins, you win. Right now, we still have through September 30th, our amazing Uniquely Hue makeover contest. So that is going to be $1,000, a like super fun master makeup class. Now, I've been in Mary Kay for 30 years. Today is Mary Kay's 59th anniversary, and I've been in for almost about half of the country of the company. Makes me feel kind of old, but I'm telling you, I still get excited to have a professional celebrity makeup artist touch this face. So really exciting for you to connect with your beauty consultant and make sure that you do your Uniquely Hue appointment with her so that you can get entered in the contest. Well, without further ado, I want to bring up this super powerhouse. She started her business in 2009, you guys, and her first 4 years, she was in California, then 7 years in Washington. Now she is in Florida, married for 14 amazing years. You saw her husband. She's got a 13-year-old daughter, Emma, who is just so amazingly powerful, a 7-year-old baby boy Crew. And I'm telling you, we have watched them grow up. She's great and so much fun. One of the most fun people to follow on social media. You're going to hear about her in so many ways, but she has built a multi-million-dollar success business in our company. And so I'm bringing her to the stage. Go ahead, Dorothy, and bring up my girlfriend, Crystal. Crystal. Hey!
Hello.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Okay, wall crush. I have a crush on your wall. I love it. I'm sitting here in my other part of my house wondering, do I want to go this way? Do I want to go this way? That is so fun. So say hello to the people. How is it in Florida? How are you?
Oh my gosh. I am living the dream life in Florida. Sunshine 24/7. I'm happy as happy can be. Yes.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Well, this is just a fun time at the pink table. And I just want you to talk about what was your life like? I know that we've been building this amazing business together, and but take us back when you first started your career, and just a little bit about who is Crystal Trojanowski. Tell us who you are and what your professional background is.
Oh my goodness. Well, I don't know if I'd call my background super professional. I am like the Jill of all trades. I went to college and I was super smart and fabulous and dropped out after 3.5 years. Go me. To chase after a wildly high paying career of a preschool teacher. It was amazing. I was a preschool teacher during the day. I ran the Hooked on Phonics program. I ran the office. And then at night, I was a fabulous cocktail waitress in those short little Daisy Dukes. So I had a very well-rounded personality there. And then
You can rock it. If you follow her on social, she can rock some Daisy Dukes. All of us can't. Some people get kicked out. Okay.
And then I went to school to be an esthetician, and I was really passionate about skincare because I just grew up with horrible acne. It's in our genes. And so I knew what it felt like to have a really low self-esteem. And I was really passionate about helping women find their confidence through that. And then right before I got into Mary Kay, I was in IT staffing. And that was like my big girl corporate job that allowed me to, purchase my first home and live the corporate America dream. And I became a mom. I was a first time mom right when Mary Kay was introduced to me. And I was just in this transitional stage of life of being a new mom and just trying to discover what life was about. I just felt like I was stuck and someone else was raising my child, watching them all day. And Mary Kay really just kind of planted a seed of hope for me that maybe someday I can work from home. I know it's very different than now because now working from home is a norm, but 13 years ago, it was not normal. And so Mary Kay really just planted a seed of hope for me that maybe I could work from home someday and make some money and be a mom instead of being at an office all day.
Absolutely. And so when you made the decision, was it had you thought about being an entrepreneur before, or was it just what you heard about this company particularly? What was it that led you to say, yes, let me give this a try?
I don't even think I knew what the word entrepreneur meant 13
Yeah.
years ago. If someone was like, "Do you want to be an entrepreneur?" I'd be like, "What does that mean? Do you want to make
Uh-huh.
6 figures? What does that mean?" That was me 13 years ago prior to Mary Kay. When I started Mary Kay, when I said Mary Kay was a seed of hope, that seed of hope truly was like a macaroni and cheese dream. What I mean by that is Mary Kay, I thought was an opportunity to maybe make some money, but I would be broke. So my vision was Mary Kay can help me quit my job, and I was okay if all Mary Kay would provide for me was macaroni and cheese and hot dogs for the rest of my life. If it meant I had the that vision of mine of being home with my children. So I had very small dreams. And it wasn't until I actually started Mary Kay and I started seeing the culture and the people where I was like, whoa, like this is way more than a vision of being broke. Like people are making money. And I really started to expand that vision. But truly, I was not your girl. If anyone came to me and said, "Oh, I'm going to start Mary Kay. I want to earn a pink Cadillac," I'd be like, "Girl, don't quit your day job." I was the negative Nancy. I don't like to use Nancy because it's like a common name. I was just a negative person who was the dream crusher. If you had big dreams, I was going to be that negative friend who didn't believe in it. And so I'm a completely different woman today than I was 13 years ago. But truly, my dreams were not big when I first started Mary Kay. It was this little tiny, maybe I can make some extra cash and enough to be broke, but quit my job.
Like, wow. And we think about, you and I both know Mary Kay's story so well. Mary Kay Ash, the woman herself, who started this company on Friday, September 13th, 59 years ago, with $5,000 that she had invested, a dream, the loss of a husband that totally would have derailed most people from even thinking, this is a sign from God. I'm not supposed to start the business. Her 21-year-old son coming alongside to finances. And I know if we were sitting here with Mary Kay, actually, when we look at the Queen, I'm sure you feel the same way. When we look at Queen Elizabeth, I think of Mary Kay, the relationship, the woman. Although I only got to spend a little bit of time with Mary Kay herself up close and personal, she was like a grandmother figure, and that's what I hear so many people say when they describe Queen Elizabeth as well. And so, talking about personal growth, the company's mission is to enrich women's lives. And I know that Mary Kay Ash would talk about how she grew personally, but this is what Mary Kay does so well. So, talk about the personal growth for you. How did you go from, what is this, and why am I here, to really growing personally to this highest position in our company?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. This business has been a blessing. When you were talking about that as, Mary Kay herself, I feel 13 years ago when I started this business. And if she was to ask me and I'd say, I just, I'm starting this to make some money to like maybe be broke, I envision her holding my hands and looking me in the eye and say, dream big, my daughter. There's so
Mhm.
much more for you. Like, I just feel she would have just, that energy. I wish I would have had those moments with her. The self growth that I've had in this business is absolutely priceless. I'm a completely different woman that sits in front of you today than I was 13 years ago. The life I'm living today is far beyond the wildest daydreams I ever had as a little girl. And that is mind blowing. And I do not say that to be bragful or boastful. It is just to share the big vision. I mean, I live in Florida. Never in a million years would I think I would live in Florida. Like, that's just crazy to me. But Mary Kay has led me on this path of allowing me to know that if you can dream it, you can achieve it. It's helped me in my self-confidence beyond any words I can describe. My confidence and like that confidence and that self-security, I feel like are two different things, because I feel like I could have came off very confident before Mary Kay, but it was a fake front of massive insecurities I had inside of me. It's made me a better daughter, a better wife, mom, a better communicator. And you truly can't have something. You can't pass something on if you don't have it. Like this amazing, my favorite perfume, by the way.
Yes.
I cannot give this if I don't have it. And so Mary Kay has given me so many skills. It's turned me from a pessimist to an optimistic person. It's allowed me to learn communication, compassion, empathy, so much. And just like a side note, this business has grown my faith in a way that I didn't even know was possible. Wow. Because of the tribe of women that come with Mary Kay. It's mind blowing. It's great cosmetics. It's amazing skincare coming from a licensed esthetician, and that is our true vehicle. But it's beyond that. It's truly to empower women, and I am unapologetically obsessed with helping women find their true worth. I feel like so many women lose themselves from those teenage years to their 20s, to their 30s, to their 50s, to their 60s. I mean, I've mentored women far beyond my years. And I love helping women rediscover themselves at all seasons of their life, to fall back in love with themselves, because we waste so much time as women beating ourselves down, having these soundtracks play in our mind of negativity. It's so easy to beat ourselves up, and it's very difficult. It takes a lot more energy to build yourself up. And so to be able to pass that on to other people, you have to do it to yourself first. So I love showing women that it's okay to be selfish with you, because when you help you be better, you allow everyone around you to be better. So you matter. And that self-worth is such a huge puzzle piece that Mary Kay has truly taught me.
It's like you're preaching. Type in the chat if you can relate. Like, I can so relate. And in this fun pink bubble that we have, Mr. and Mrs. Trojo are like so famous. Okay. The love that you guys have, the love that you display, and just, I want you to talk about how this business has rubbed off on your husband, how even you see he's grown. My husband is on a plane right now, just probably flew 2 hours ago after coming back from the Congo. He's now headed to Croatia for ministry, and we'll be there. I believe that's one of the ports we're going to next year, I think. So we'll be there together. Yeah. Just, Croatia. But I know that he has, he had it going on before me. Okay. He had it going on before me, but just being a part, like you said, of this tribe, he loves this tribe. He loves our friends. My friends have become his friends. My friends' husbands have become his husbands. I mean, his husbands, his friends as well. And so talk a little bit about how it's really impacted your family as well as in your kids.
Gosh, I know this sounds so negative, and I haven't said this for so many years, but I feel like I don't know where my marriage would be without Mary Kay. I was a handful. Before, my husband and I, we've actually known each other since we were 9.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, we've known each other since we were little kids, and he pursued me, and I just thought he was the biggest dork and wanted nothing to do with him. So funny, but I guess I needed to kiss some bad toads before I got my knight in shining armor, and I truly am so in love with him, even more now than when we got married. When we first started Mary Kay, he was supportive of me, but he was very skeptical and not necessarily supportive of Mary Kay. And it was a very uneducated posture, in the sense that, not that he was an uneducated person, but he was uneducated on what Mary Kay was, and truly just the setup and dynamic and what it had to offer, and just the business structure in general. And I think that direct sales now has a totally different vibe than it did 13 years ago. But 13 years ago, he was a very traditional mindset, hardworking man. He was set up to take over his parents' business. So just he was very unconventional in his thought. And so he was just like, I don't know about this, but I'll support you. And if this is what you want to do, I support you because I love you and you're my wife. But he wasn't all on board with Mary Kay. And this is what I think is that I remember coming home from a party and I sold hundreds of dollars. It was in the beginning of my business and I was so stoked. I'm like, yes, it was so good. I can't wait home. He's going to ask me how my party was and I get to tell him and it's going to be amazing. And I get home and he's like sitting on the couch watching football and doesn't say anything to me. And I like put my hands on my hips and I'm like, aren't you going to ask me how my party went? No, how did the party go? And I'm like, well, I'm not even going to tell you now. I was just like so mad. Cheerleader. And I feel like in life, you're like driving this bus in life and you have all these seats behind you. And you try to put your significant other and your spouse to fill all the seats. You want them to be your lover. You want them to be your encourager. You want them to be your cheerleader. You want them to be your best friend. And it's like, it's impossible for them to fill every single seat. And I had to realize that my husband at that time could not fill my seat as my cheerleader. And that is where I needed to go to my mentors in Mary Kay, our business meetings, our Mary Kay gathering, because those women, they know how to cheerlead in Mary Kay and fill my cup. And so why put myself in this position that was going to constantly make me feel upset when he couldn't fill that role right now? And so I think a lot of people start their Mary Kay business and their spouses or spouses don't know the whole vision. And sometimes you got to prove it to them. And so I knew money talked for my man. And so when he saw the money and I earned my freight car, even my dad, he's like, oh, when are you going to earn your pink Cadillac? After 4 months of my business, it was like, beep, beep, what now, bro? Like I earned my car. And then it was the pink Cadillac and then it was on. And now I'm like, my dad's my biggest cheerleader, where before he thought it was such a joke. He thought Mary Kay was such a joke. And now it's like, my daughter was on a billboard in New York Times Square. Like, it's like, he like is so proud of me. And so I would say sometimes you got to prove it, and that's okay. Because sometimes your man got to prove it to you too. Now, oh my gosh, after taking him on so many trips across the world, truly exotic trips, climbing the Great Wall of China, Portugal, like, I mean, the list, the list goes on. He is by far my biggest cheerleader. I brought him home as a stay-at-home dad. When we first started, he's working 7 nights a week, not one night off for 2 years. When he started his own business, and I took him home from working 7 nights a week to 0 nights a week. And he was a stay-at-home dad for 10 years. As I built my Mary Kay business, and to have a father figure in the home full time, and for me to be able to work from home was some of the most priceless daydream 10 years that I never even thought was possible. This business has just been blessings upon blessings that I never even imagined could happen. And now he has built his business. He has 2 businesses, and he's working in his passion right now. He is an extremely talented carpenter. This wall, like made this wall it's actually a Murphy bed that folds down but looks like this wall. And he's just in his talent, and it's amazing. So I can talk forever because I'm so grateful for how it's impacted us as a family and as a couple.
I know that we as nationals, we travel on our own national trip, which this last year we were just a few months ago, we were in Hawaii together. But watching our top directors, among the top leaders in the company right now, be in Edinburgh, Scotland. I mean, who knew? The trip postponed, and for them to be there right now with the passing of the Queen. I was just on with Gloria earlier, and she said, we were in Paris when Princess Diana passed, and we were on a national trip when Harry and Kate had their first baby. You remember?
Yes,
were you there?
yes.
I was like, we kind of got this royal thing. Like Mary Kay is
Yeah.
lining up, where a lot happens in September. The director trips are always around this time because September 13th is our anniversary, of course. So you have an amazing national area, amazing group of leaders. How would you describe your leadership style?
Uh, I would say I am someone who, I'll say this. When I was moving up the career path in Mary Kay, and when I set that vision of becoming a national sales director and not only helping women start their Mary Kay business, but being a mentor to leaders,
Hmm.
um, I honestly I had a limiting belief that I didn't fit the bill.
Hmm.
I maybe can label myself a little edgy. You try to put me in a box, I'll show you how I don't fit in the box.
Hmm. Hmm.
And what I've realized is that I am authentically me, and I've really grown in my confidence to be okay being different. I always tell people, you're weird. I'm weird. We're all weird. Lean into your weirdness because
Love
people
it.
love authentic people. So my leadership style truly is authentic. I wear my emotions on my sleeve. If I feel like crying, I'm going to cry. I've been on stage in front of thousands of people and get emotional, but that is just me being in my authentic self and truly just stepping into where God leads me. And so many times I've wondered, like, oh my gosh, I've had such these blessings through Mary Kay. Like, what made me so special for God to choose me? I'm such an ordinary woman living an extraordinary life.
Hmm.
And I really, truly do believe that God wants to use me to touch women and broken women to be like, you are so valuable. I love helping women refined their value that never went anywhere, that was always inside of them. And I really have just come to terms that I'm being used and I need to stop questioning and just be authentically myself, even if it just doesn't fit the bill of saying the perfect words and my grammar ain't right. And just doing my way. And just knowing that I'm real and I'm not going to try to be something that I'm not, but always be open to growing and stepping into a new version of myself, because there's always an even better version, an even stronger version of ourselves as adversity and obstacles constantly come our way in life. That when we choose to overcome, that we become more valuable to our teams as a leader and just to society.
And this is so good when I know you guys want to type and affirm in the chat, just being able to relate. We love authenticity. Can feel your passion, feel your love. The ability to be you and do you is it's just such a gift. I mean, it's just such a gift. And one of the things that you'll find among leaders in our company is that we definitely have similarities. I mean, if you put me and Crystal up on the wall, you'd find a couple similarities if you were like a fly on the wall in our offices, but yet so different in who we are as people, and that's what's beautiful. And honestly, it's worth being a part of this company just for the girlfriends you get, the vast girlfriends. If you could be a fly on the wall on when we are, having the fun we have and hanging out and just chit chatting, it's just so rich. Can you talk for a minute before we wrap it up, because we're about to do our $500 drawing. So stand by, y'all, about the fun, just the FUN. I mean, when I think Crystal, I think authentic, and I know you're going to get deep and that you will cry, but we love to see how much fun you have, always hanging out on some water somewhere.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I love the fun Mary Kay has brought into my life on so many different levels. I mean, you were mentioning the Mary Kay trips. That has been some of the highlights of my life. I mean, dancing, so much dancing. We dance so much in Mary Kay, and that like makes me so happy. I love the fun jumping around on stage and finding your power. I love the fun of doing facial parties. Being someone who was so insecure when I first was gonna start Mary Kay, and I was like, am I gonna really do this? I'm like gonna show people how to do facials. I'm going to stand up in front of people and do this. Like, that's weird. That was me. I'm like the perfect person to like talk to the person, to like shake the shoulders. Like, yes, give yourself the opportunity. Like, give yourself the chance to say yes. And I'm like, yes, I am going to tell people to put this on their face and take it off. And in the beginning, I was like, I'm going to step into my Sasha Fierce. I always wanted to be an actress when I was a teen. This is my opportunity. And I stepped into my alter ego. I'm like, all right, I'm going to rock this. And it really just showed me to have more fun in life in general. So I love the fun Mary Kate brings. I love the flexibility it brings. And truly, Katrina, it comes back down to the self-confidence it's given me.
Mhm.
Being someone who is so insecure, I hated everything about me. I hated my face. I hated my laugh. I hated the tone of my voice. I hated my nose. I hated this curly hair. And then I got gray hair in like my 20s. What the heck? I actually had some in my teens. Like, I didn't, let alone love myself, I didn't like myself, like nothing. And so Mary Kay really helped me learn to accept who I am, grow in my confidence. And oh my gosh, when I'm driving around Florida in my golf cart in our community and I'm blasting music and I'm dancing with my daughter on the way to the grocery store, she thinks I'm crazy, but girl, I'm having fun. But I get to live in that life of fun every day because I've learned to feel comfortable in my skin. You live this life once, dream big, do it big. And there's so many women who they have that burning desire inside them, knowing, like, it's that like little feeling they have in their gut, knowing that they're made for more, knowing that they might love their job, but they're not being stretched. They're not being challenged. They know that there's something more. And there's not a better time than now. You're on the West Coast. I'm on the East Coast. I don't even know where you are. I believe you're on the West Coast right now. But we're across the country and we're coming together. I love this time such as this, and to see the growth this company has had and just the solidness of it through all the seasons of 59 years gives me so much security and excitement for the future. It's just the beginning. Isn't that crazy to think, Katrina? It is just the beginning. And so I just want to say, if anybody's on thinking about this, jump on board. Jump on board the fun train, because it is fun. It will challenge you. And you are made for such a time as this to give yourself the opportunity to take a chance on yourself and see what it can do. And I always say, you know, if you go small, you get 50% off your skincare, you make some girlfriends. And if you go big, you'll be rolling around that pink caddy. I never thought it's me.
I love it. I love it. I love hearing you talk about the fun. I love hearing you relate that to the confidence. I just was talking to one of our NSD buddies earlier, whose son just got on a whim an opportunity to go to Brazil for 2 months to do something he's totally passionate about. And as we were having the conversation, I said, so what city? She's like, oh yeah, I've been there. Like, a lot of moms would not have wanted even their 20-year-old to go to Brazil because they haven't been there. What is it like? What's it going to be like? Guess what? Not only has she been there, she has friends there. So it's like immediately, and not clipping his wings to allow him to live their dreams. I'm telling you, these national kids are some confident women. Emma she was owning it, just totally owning it when we worked together at Career Conference in Modesto. Were we in Modesto or Southern Cal? I did 2 of them, wherever we were.
I think we're in Southern California, but I will tell you, I'm shocked.
Yeah, Southern
I
California.
was not like my daughter. She is so confident. For her to get up on stage and own that podium, and it's just, wow. I'm if anything, like, put away the diamond rings and the pink cars and the financial freedom. Like, that's awesome. But the confidence it's allowed me to pass down to my children to change their future. And that's what I love, that we get to be a vehicle that when we help change a woman's life, we help change the next generation, whether it be their grandchildren, their neighbors, their nieces, their kids, their sisters. It's beautiful what this passes on to our children.
Absolutely. Absolutely. This has been so totally cool for you to be at the pink table. I want to tell everyone that you want to have some fun with us. First of all, it is holiday season. I know it's not 100 degrees, but it's still hot outside. I know it's always hot in Florida, but believe it or not, this is the time, thinking like a retailer. September, October, November, December, this is the time to think and see yourself making some extra money for holiday. And right now, Mary Kay is offering this amazing Skin Vigorate Sonic Brush. When you say yes, and you get started and start making some money in your business, you can get this for free as a gift. This is like a $75 value, and it gets your skin 10 times cleaner than when you just use it alone. I love my hands, but there's nothing like you clean one side with this and one side with this. It's like, bam, the brush will tell you all that dirt and grime. Because when you're on that golf cart, I know all that environmental stuff is getting in your pores. Then we got to use our Mary Kay every night. So we're going to do our drawing. But right before we do, I want to ask you, Crystal, because we got a little special for those that are watching. What is, I asked you what's your favorite product. You're like, I got so many. But tell us one or two of your fave products.
Okay, so I'm just gonna say besides our skincare, because you have to be, the skincare is the best. I can't live without that. So I'm just gonna say that's a given. So I'm not gonna use that one. Yep. Being in Florida and being a greasy, hairy Italian, okay, our translucent powder is a must. It is a magical product. So many women, they will like just put cake on makeup and it makes you look muddy and age. This translucent powder you see right here is magical. It instantly absorbs oil and just makes you look like you just did your makeup. And literally my makeup's been on since this morning and it's 9:30 for me at night right now. So I love the translucent powder. And then this clinical solution, resveratrol. Like if you're like, oh, I think I need like Botox, girl, save yourself $500 and go get this $38 bottle of magic. Make sure you're on our skincare line. This stuff, like this is gonna make me sound like I'm conceited, but I don't mean like I'm all that in a bag of chips. But when this product is brand new, when it came out and I started using it, I was looking in the mirror and I was like, I'm looking good. What? Like, I like talk about hashtag skin confidence. Adding this has been amazing. It's awesome. And if you have really dry skin, there's a hydrator version of it, but the vitamin C, it's amazing. You need it. Not the vitamin C plus C. That's amazing. I use that too, but I'm talking about the new clinical solution stuff right here. Brand new. You need it.
Cool. 55 here and lines start appearing, even though I feel like I got great skin, but I love it. So if you purchase the line reducing serum, you can get our translucent powder for 50% off, courtesy of Crystal. So thank you for that. Yay, yay, yay. It has been so super cool having you at the pink table. And I can't wait for us to hang out again and get to just, have some fun time. But what I love about this business is we don't have to work and then have fun. The work is fun. Just hanging out with you here was super cool and super fun. So let's give some money away together. We're going to bring this wheel up. And this is what happens. Like, I don't have mental telepathy. You have to, your beauty consultant knows how to contact me, and she has to give me like your Cash App, your Venmo or something, and we will send some cash to you. And we're going to send it to your the winning consultant or director, because there's some directors in here too. So bring that wheel up, Dorothy, and let's spin it real quick and see who our winner is. And it will take her just a moment to match the.
Look at all those names.
I know, look at all those names. And some of them are the same names that have entered multiple times, because they've been to party, purchase over the last month. So let's spin it. Spin the wheel. Here we go. Woo! And then we'll see who she is a client of. Cindy Jager. Yay! Awesome. Cindy, if you're in the chat, Dorothy's going to tell us who her consultant is.
Her consultant is Charlotte Shields, and Charlotte's director is Beverly Delph.
Yay, Beverly Delph, who is from the It Just Fits Famous. Okay, she's all over our company material right now. As a matter of fact, Beverly is in the lookbook. Okay, she's like in the lookbook right here. I got my lookbook, so I'm giving you just a moment because I'm trying to see if She's going to type in the chat if Beverly is there or anyone is there. But how cool is that? I was trying to find you, Beverly. She's in the Essence magazine. She's in the Real Simple magazine. And of course, it's not the lookbook that I grabbed, but so super excited. Shar, yay! Exciting. So we love just giving stuff away. That's what we do. We get paid to party and give gifts, right? So Crystal, thanks for hanging out with us. And thank you to everybody who was here. I mean, I promise you, there's going to be some guests that are going to watch the replay of this and join the team. Tag me, tag Crystal on social media. We'd love to welcome you. You can work this business whether you work it virtual. Some of us are 100% virtual. Some of us are 100% in person. And some of us are working at hybrid. The cool thing is you get started this month in the month of September. If you're watching this in September of 2022, this is our gift for this month. But I promise you, the gifts, the biggest gifts that you'll receive from saying yes to Mary Kay is like a wow. Let me just tell you real quick, Dorothy will remind me to say this. Let me tell you how simple it is to get started. It's $30. It's a $30 holler to say yes to Mary Kay. That gets you a secure way to accept credit cards and a website. You can also do our full-size starter kit where you get a big old cool package in the mail, and that's $130, $400 worth of samples and supplies and all kinds of goodies. And you can supersize either of these for $45. You will get enough samples like this for up to 30 women. And we'll show you how to take those 30 samples and turn them into some fun cash. It's not cold and it's not hard. It's really warm. Okay. So we'll show you how to have some fun with this. Thank you for hanging out. Thanks for being on the pink table. And you guys have an awesome rest of your Tuesday. We'll see you at our next Big Table Talk. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.